Good morning, everyone, and welcome to Sunday Morning Coffee with Lisa. I'm Spiritual Coach Lisa Hop. It is Sunday, April 10th, 2022. Thank you so much for joining me. If you're new, please be sure to check out my website at lisahop.com. Also, find me on Facebook under my business page, Lisa M. Hop, Spiritual Coach and Medium. And yes, if you're on YouTube, please like, please subscribe, please share. I would appreciate it so much. And for those of you coming back week after week, thank you so much. Thank you for sharing on Facebook. Thank you for your likes and comments. I appreciate you very much, and I mean that genuinely. I do. I do this as a service. I actually do record this most Sunday mornings with coffee. And so I appreciate the support, and I appreciate the feedback. I appreciate that these podcasts seem to speak to people at times, and that's why I started. That's what it's all about. And so continue the comments. Continue listening, please. Share. It matters. It's service, and so it's your way of serving through sharing. And it's helping me to serve as well. So this week, I was inspired this week by listening to women, successful women, who in many ways went from rock bottom in their lives to huge successful stories. And one of the teachers, a teacher of mine actually, that I listened to this week is Marissa Peer. And she is a teacher of a hypnosis method I do called rapid transformational therapy. It is hypnosis, but also blending in the use of regression, of some life coaching and therapies, affirmations. It's just an amazing method, and it's done a lot of good for my clients that have signed up for it. And it's really just a wonderful creation. And you can find out about it. Well, you're welcome to email me at serenityharbor@verizon.net to find out about it. But also, Marissa Peer is on YouTube explaining it, and she has a lot of teachings on YouTube. She's a wonderful teacher of what is basically a common sense statement. You are more than enough. Of course you are more than enough. You are more than enough just by the fact that you were born, and you deserve all that you would ask to receive. But one thing she said this week, that is the topic of my discussion, because it was, just it's not necessarily a big aha moment, but just a way of putting it that's like, yes, made me cheer. And she said, and I'm going to paraphrase, probably here a bit, but she said, we lie to ourselves all the time. And that's true. We lie to ourselves all the time about who we are, what we can accomplish. And this is for both men and women, by the way. This is not just for women. And she said, so why not tell yourself a better lie? Tell yourself better lies. And how can you do that? Well, it's important to understand how very powerful your thoughts are. Now, you have thousands of them a day. I don't know who counted them, but there's an estimate of about 60,000 thoughts a day, and I'm sure some have more and some have less. And these thoughts generally have a chronic feel to them. If you're feeling more negative, the thoughts are going to be more negative. If you're feeling more positive, the thoughts are going to be more positive. Now, another great teacher, Sonia Riccati. I blanked for just a moment. Sonia Riccati. She will tell you to go to your thoughts first and work on them. I personally feel that it's probably better to work on your feelings. But Sonia's truth is that thoughts are easier to work on. Feelings we tend to feel, not really think about them. But thoughts, you can hear those thoughts. You can hear yourself speaking those thoughts. So it's more productive perhaps to go to work on them. So let's say, for instance, and I see this so much, a woman speaking about her body in a negative way. It's, I'm chunky, or I'm fat, or I couldn't make money as a stripper, whatever it may be. Those are negativities. Those are negative thoughts and feelings that translate into receiving more of that. So yes, when you say, I am above my ideal body weight, you're telling your body to stay above your ideal body weight. Your subconscious mind, your superconscious mind responds to you. It puts out the energy that you're giving it out as a reality, as a truth. And it multiplies it. That's why they say what you focus on expands. So if you focus on lack of money, you get more lack of money. It expands. If you focus on your body not being an ideal weight, you're going to get more of that. If you focus on what's missing in your relationship area, you're going to get more of that. It's energy. It's scientific. It's truth. So people say, well, Lisa, or Marissa, or Sonia, or anyone who is a spiritual coach, they'll say to them, but if I change what I say, if I change my thoughts from I am fat to I am my ideal body weight, aren't I lying? Aren't I telling a mistruth because physically it's not a reality? If I say I am abundant, but I can't pay my bills on time, aren't I telling a lie? So, the answer is you are telling the mistruth of your current physical reality. But you are not telling the truth. You are not lying. You are not telling a mistruth about your actual energetic reality. You see, the physical is always the last to show itself in reality. Energetically, you are already abundant right now. You are already in the ideal relationship right now. And you are already of the ideal body weight right now. You're just blocking its physical appearance. Through the consistent, repetitive thoughts and feelings that you're having. Did you get that? So when you state, I am abundant, I am wealthy, I can afford whatever I want, I can travel to wherever I want to, whenever I want to, that's truth. Because there is infinite energy and abundance in the universe. And you have access to that. Every single person on this planet has it within them to be a millionaire. Every single person. Now, it's not your human fault if you say, I wouldn't mind that, but I'm not. You just haven't tapped in to you haven't tapped into the opening to that. You haven't removed the blocks. That is why those who are the wealthiest, and let's stay with millionaires, because billionaires do it too, but there's more millionaires than billionaires. There are millionaire spiritual teachers that do neuro-linguistic programming for themselves every day, and it works for them, so they teach it to others. They're not scam artists. A great teacher, millionaire from The Secret, John Assaraf, he has a program called NeuroGym. And by the way, not a paid promotion. not paid to promote Marissa Peer, John Assaraf, or anyone I speak to or about, right? He promotes that because it's worked for him. So he came up with an idea to help others, because every real millionaire who stays a millionaire or consistently can become a millionaire, even if their blocks take it away from them temporarily, understands that in order to be abundant in your profession, it has to be a profession that serves. You make wealth, you acquire wealth through the service of others. It's not even about having the big idea. It's about, does your idea serve others in a good way? It can't be all about the money and just acquiring money. It's got to be about, how can I help someone? So the people that sell these programs, like Marissa Peer with Rapid Transformational Therapy, and she teaches the course now, I took it. She teaches it because she wanted to help more people, because she's just one person. And John Assaraf has learned how to help his mind to remove his blocks. So he wants to help others to do it. He wants to help others acquire their wealth to be the happiest they can be. So does Jack Canfield with the Success Principles. So does another favorite teacher of mine, Mike Dooley, with Infinite Possibilities. Now, these are great teachers that give you the tools. And then they leave the tools with you. And it's up to you what you do with the tools. I am a teacher myself of Infinite Possibilities, trained by Mike. And I give the tools. But I cannot be there with my client 24/7 to help them with their blocks. I cannot change their free will. All I can do is give them the tools. I personally know my life is so improved through the use of spiritual tools, of unblocking. It's a full-time job, though. Just yesterday, I was still doing the healing that is presented to me from my childhood to heal. Those who are the most successful release and release and release all the time. It's never just done. The billionaire Richard Branson had to overcome dyslexia and relationships. Dyslexia. More coffee needed, I suppose, huh? He had obstacles to overcome. He had blocks to overcome. I imagine there's still a part of him that's removing blocks in his 70s. Because everyone has them, and everyone has to remove them. Even probably the Dalai Lama. And so, you are worth the work. You are worth the time. You are worth the focus. There are helpers out there on earth now, and there are helpers in heaven too that can help you. Find your ideal helper, because one teacher may be great for some, but not ideal for you. One may say, we all have our way of saying it, don't we? Our way of wording it. When Marissa said, find a better lie, find a better feeling lie, I went, it was a different way of saying it. She's speaking about your thoughts and your words and changing your affirmations. Instead of affirming, I am not enough, affirm, I am enough. All of us are capable of wealth. It's truth. All of us are capable of being surrounded in love. And all of us are capable of health too. It's true. But once again, it's not a blame game. It's just the truth. We all have the power within us to cure anything that we set our mind to. We cannot have resistance to it. We cannot try too hard. What I mean by that is, I've learned personally that when I try to emotionally get involved in fighting off a health matter, or become too emotionally involved in trying to find that cure, in trying to be perfect in some way, my health is not as good as it could be. But when I release my resistance and I am in a state of well-being and health and lessen my stress, my health improves. When I'm in a state of well-being, my health is good. When I'm not, my health is not as good. It's the same for everyone. We're learning now to incorporate not just the conventional medicine, but to incorporate the spiritual side, the holistic side into our care too. Some doctors are behind with that. They're more clinical. But more and more are getting it. It has been within the last 10 years that I went to a hospital for a luncheon, and the discussion was healthy eating and its medicinal benefits. And not just healthy eating in a way. It wasn't about dieting. It was about sugar and limiting that and incorporating more of healthy proteins and healthy vegetables, and how powerful that is. It was also about the benefits of holistic practices such as meditation, yoga, if you can do it. And you can do it in some form. And so there are ways to be a team member always in our lives. Life isn't happening to us. Life is happening with us. We're a part of it. We are putting out with our thoughts and feelings and words what we want, whether we really want it or not. Be careful what you wish for. We've gotten these wisdoms. We've gotten these truths. So you put it out there, and then it comes back to you like a boomerang, often multiplied. Now the wonderful thing is, not only can you change this, you have so much power, but that if you can consistently work on feeling and thinking and saying more positive things. The positive overrules the negative. Positive energy has more power than negative energy. Positive always wins over negative, even if it takes a while. Good always overcomes evil. Always. We just have to make sure to take the route and to go towards it. So Sonia Riccati says, go with your thoughts first. Because we can often hear ourselves thinking something and then saying it. And then you grab it in the moment. I've said this too. And reverse it. I am fat. I am in the process of becoming my ideal body weight. I can't afford that. Grab and reverse. If you can't say I am wealthy or I am abundant, say I am in the process. I am in the process of receiving abundance. Everything always works out for me. It has before, it will again. I am a work in progress. And then as you build up that wonderful feeling, I love my life. I am abundant. I am successful. Milk those wonderful positive words into feelings. And then milk, build up those wonderful feelings. And then you start to see change around you. You start to see. First, I've noticed the first thing you really start to see is how people start to treat you. For me, people start wanting to give me things. And you have to receive, by the way. You say thank you. You don't say no, someone else needs it more, because then you're in a block mood. And how many times have you done that? Good people do that too much. Because you're taught to not receive. A lot of us are taught not to receive. Someone else needs it more, or it's selfish, or it's greedy, or something else negative. Or the person giving to us must want it back. Now I have to give it back. It must be conditional. Just say thank you. Just receive. I've learned to receive. It was practice. I had to really work on it, but I've learned to receive. And it really bothers my insides when I see people who can't, because I know they're blocking themselves from all that they want in their lives. Everything they want for themselves. They're blocking it. And then they complain about not having it. And I have to work harder for it, or they can't do what they want because of money. But they refuse to receive abundance. They won't do it. You try to gift them, and they have to turn around and gift it right back to you. That's not receiving. Now, yes, we're supposed to be in an abundant flow where you receive and you give and you receive and you give, but not in the same day or the next moment. That's someone who cannot receive, who feels uncomfortable because they were taught they're not good enough. That's why they were taught they're not good enough. Receive. So the first sign that you're doing something right with changing your world, with giving yourself more abundance and more love and more health, is that strangers will want you to get in front of them in line. Or you're at the cashier and the cashier just wants to give you a break. People are smiling at you all of a sudden. or even those that you are around the most, those that you live with. Maybe they change a little bit. Maybe they're getting more cranky, or maybe they're becoming more abundant towards you as well. That's a sign of progress. That's a sign of something great is in the process of happening. You see, when someone gets crankier around you, it's because they sense change. So they're responding to it, because change is always good, but change can be scary. So people can respond to it in that way of negativity. But take that as good. Change is in the process. The physical is going to appear. That's, I see it. I know what I'm in the abundant flow because of that. And then things plop on you. Suddenly things just work out. Or you get like an 11th hour plop of abundance, or or you suddenly things turn around and you get something that didn't look like it would work out. And you can tell, by the way, if it's financial, where your receiving mode is. Is the abundance coming that just covers, or is it more than enough? If it's just covering your expenses and it's doing it in a nick of time, yes, you're in receiving mode, but you're also still blocking. Open yourself up to this or more. All the abundance I possibly can have, I deserve it. This amount of money or more. This weight or better. This love life or greater. Always allow the universe to extend, because it does want to send you greater. It does want to send you more. What have you been saying to yourself? Have you been listening to other people who have told you you're not enough or that you need to change? Talk to yourself kindly. Talk to yourself powerfully. I am more than enough. I am lovable. I am good. I am a good person. Start that immediately. And then what happens, you'll start to feel it. Be like, I am good. I am deserving. I am more than enough. And you start walking around this earth with what I call a mojo. Little raise of the shoulders, little swing to the hip. And people will respond to that. You'll have people that respond because it's positive, and they'll want to give you things, they'll want to be around you. And then your world will change for the better. Sometimes it will trickle. Sometimes it will plop. Now, sometimes this change brings things that don't look good. A layoff, a firing, just something destructive that happens. But hang in there, because sometimes it doesn't look the way it is. Sometimes things have to crumble in order to be built up, in order to be raised. Upgrades they don't always look smooth or easy or good. Sometimes they are scary. So stay with it and know that good, better, greater is trying to come in, even if you don't like the way it happened. And keep being kind. Keep being a good person. Keep being grateful. Now, we all should be thinking and talking in the present moment about what we want in our lives. But yes, if you hear someone doing it, just know what they're doing. They're manifesting. They're not necessarily delusional or illusional. Some could be, some are. You concentrate on yourself. We're in a world right now, and I will go there briefly, where there is a lot of illusion and delusion, where it's understood by some that, yeah, they know how to do it. They know how to use energy. They know how to manifest. They know how, but. Instead, they're trying to manipulate, though, the population, or a certain amount of the population. That's not for the higher good. All intentions for you should be not only about your higher good, but the higher good of others. So, when you see someone who's repeating an untruth over and over and over again, they're trying to hypnotize. They're trying to manifest. They're seeing that people believe them, even if it's not true, because it's repetitive. And some media entertainment channels do that, and some rich and powerful people do that. They know what they're doing, but they're using it for negativity. And what happens is there are always consequences to actions. What you put out, you get back. So when you put it out to harm, you're going to get back harm. It's just the way it is. It's how the energy is set up. Some would call it karma. I just prefer to call it energy. And it doesn't happen in human time. And it can happen all at once, overnight. So when you hear someone speaking that is larger, find out, is that a truth? Or are they hypnotizing me to believe them? Now, some people, it's happening a lot nowadays, they're picking their truth through what appeals to them. They don't care if it's the truth or not. I like what I'm hearing. Well, that also falls among the negative. And you want to be very careful about that because it will lead to loss. So yes, be informed, but also be a student of the universe and understand what they're doing. They know it works, at least temporarily, or they've seen it works, and they're not realizing that there will be an eventual outcome of consequences. But it always happens. It always has. It always will. Good always overcomes. Positive always overcomes. The majority is usually positive, is always positive actually, and will always overcome a more negative minority. So keep that in mind, but see it. And at least for a time it's working for them. But remember, it may work for them to acquire money. It may work for them to acquire power. It may work for them temporarily, but everything balances out again. In your case, good people, you are not in that position. And hopefully not in a position to be involved in all that in any way. However, keep it in mind what was said. in your position. When you have more love, you can give more love. When you have more abundance, you give more abundance. When you have greater health, you have more energy to give. You can give more time. You can give more charity. So it benefits the universe for you to acquire what you wish to acquire, because you come from a place of positive energy, from good, from how may I serve. So if you're coming from a place of how may I serve, you can only benefit. The universe can only reward you. You will get good karma. And that's what you deserve. So today, think about that. Now, why do we repeat lies in the first place? To ourselves, about ourselves, because somebody else told us a mistruth. A family member, a teacher, a friend, whomever we came across, an old boss. Somebody told us something that we accepted as truth when it wasn't truth. You have to lose weight to be pretty. You have to lose weight to get that job. Money doesn't grow on trees. If you're rich, you're greedy. And you're probably cheated. We can't afford to send you to college. You have to find another way. Whatever you were told, while they believed that to be a truth, it was their beliefs that you took on as your beliefs. And at the end of the day, they're just beliefs. And beliefs can change. Just because you heard it doesn't mean it's true. Just because you believe it doesn't mean it's true. So we live by the lies given to us. We continue to speak these lies, but we always have the power to change them. Every minute of every day. Will you tell yourself a better, bigger lie today, please? A greater one? Start with I ams. Start with I cans. Talk to yourself differently. If you talk to yourself differently, if you talk out loud to others differently, in a powerful way, your life will change. It's energy. It has to respond to you. Try it out. Tell yourself something different today. I am living in my beach house. It has this many bedrooms and this many bathrooms. I can walk along the shore whenever I want. I love my life. I am more than enough. I am powerful. Whatever you want to hear, whatever you would tell someone you love to inspire them, talk to you. Make a difference for yourself. Thank you so much for joining me on this Sunday. I hope you have a wonderful, powerful, blessed week, full of miracles and magic and signs that the universe is supporting you and loving you. Thank you so much. Please be sure to go to my website at lisahop.com. And also like, subscribe, and share on YouTube. And find me, like me, follow me on Facebook under Lisa M. Hop, Spiritual Coach and Medium. Thank you again. Many blessings. Have a wonderful Sunday.